welcome. My name's Sam and this is the Little Greenhouse Creates. Thank you for joining me today and welcome to a new video. This is all about hot foiling. So you may have seen hot foiling on the Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Stampin' Up have just introduced their version of it. So we're going to try it out today. I have created one card for us, but before I show you the card, I want to get behind doing this because it takes 6 minutes to warm up. So if it takes too long, I will put the video on pause until it catches up with us and then we can carry on. But first of all, let me show you what we've got. So this is a magnetic prong which will pick up your die, and by pressing the button it releases it. Ideal for when the die gets hot. So the die I'm using today is a flower, which I'll go into a bit more in a moment. This is where you put your die on once it's ready to cool down. This little gadget here is the actual hot surface that we're going to use for the dyeing. So the first thing I need to do, it's sitting on a platform so it protects my desk. I'm going to bring in, I have plugged it already in, bringing in the lead, and I'm going to attach it. It is magnetic, and I'm going to attach it to the hot plate. And as you can see, the red light is flashing, and you have a static white light. It's obviously like a timer. So once this red light finishes flashing, we will begin our process. So I'm just going to pop this aside here for the moment. And I will bring it back once we have it's done its job. Okay, so what else have I got? We've got two platforms. They called them hot foil shims. So this one goes on first and this one goes on second. And as you can see, this one has actually been used before. It has got some foil down and around the sides. Don't worry, it doesn't damage the plate in any way. It's just an overlap of foil, and that's simply it. So put those aside for a second. This, she says, is the die. It has a flat surface and then a pattern surface, and we will go into detail with that. Now let me bring in the card so at least you know what I'm talking about. So this is today's card. It's got this beautiful silver foil on it, and this is the pattern from this die. Okay, so it's going to be a quite quick card once we've done all of the foiling. You will need a cut and embossed, Stampin' Up cut and emboss, because it is specially designed to go through the stamp and emboss or stamp and cut machine. So other ones don't always work as well. Right, I'm just going to put this aside because it's quite heavy. So let's bring in our supplies. So you've seen the card. This is the Garden Silhouette Hot Foil that we're going to use today. And as you can see, it's got the most beautiful flowers in it. I've also got phrases and frames for my sentiment. I'm using Memento Black ink. And I have got a piece of silver foil, which is around about 3 3/4 by 5.5 in size. The foil comes on a roll. You get 2 in a box. And it comes, trust me to pick up the one that isn't open. Let's do the one that is. Comes in a roll like so, and you just peel off as much as you want. I have tried cutting it with scissors, but for me I prefer to use my trimmer. I just get a neater edge and I don't find that it tears. Okay, so you get 2 of those. There are, at the moment we've got silver and gold, but I believe for Christmas there are a lot more colours coming in, so keep an eye out for that. Then we have our normal bases for card. So we have our black cardstock, which is 8 inches by 5 3/4. We're going to fold or score at the 4-inch mark, and then we will burnish with our bone folder, which is just in front of me. Okay, I'm going to burnish. There we go. Then I have a piece of red cardstock. So this is real red. It measures 3 3/4 by 5.5, and that will be our backing mat. But I've also got a black piece of the same size, 3 3/4 by 5.5, and that is what my foil will go over with the plate when it's ready. Then I have a sentiment strip, which is 3/4 of an inch by 3 3/4. Okay, so they are all our pieces and our plate that we're going to need and our card for today. So I'm going to put the video on hold until the machine bleeps, and then I will come back. And while I'm doing that, I will cut myself an inside layer of white cardstock that measures 3 3/4 by 5.5. Bear with me for a second. Okay, we're back. So I don't know if you can see it, but the red light is solid and the white light is now flashing, which now means that we need to take our die and place it onto the platform. You then press the white and you have this orange flashing light. Now when the orange flashing light has gone solid, which is about a minute and a half, you will find that we are ready to go. So what I'm going to do is pop that over here again, and I'm going to make myself a bit of space for my cut and emboss machine, and hopefully the whole machine doesn't go too quickly and too noisy. So we are ready. So literally what you're going to do is you're going to transfer this whole item once you've taken off the electric and all the other layers are on top, and you will shove it through. No, you won't. You will go very slowly through. Don't shove it through because it may not transfer over completely. So the best thing to do is to pop it in and to wind it through very slowly. Okay, as I say, this is flashing orange. And then we're going to make our sandwich with the other components. So for the moment, we're going to need a piece of the foil. We're going to need our black cardstock and then our 2 platforms. Now I have written on the top of my platforms which one has to go first and which one has to go second. And that way it will always hopefully be the correct way around. Right, we are now green, ready to go. So the first thing we need to do, now that we've done that, is to place the foil onto the top. Now it's important that the foil is shiny side down. So I'm just going to push that across, shiny side down. Okay, let that crinkle. Then we're going to layer our black over the top. Just want to make sure I've got it. Quite hot. There we go. So that's over the top. Now we are going to put our first hot shim over, and then we're going to take our second hot shim and go over the top. Now this is the time to take this out. This is magnetic, so it just, if you see, it just goes, clicks, and it's magnetic, so you just pull it out. Okay, and now what we're going to do is we're going to transfer it over to our cut and emboss machine. So I'm hoping this is on camera. If it's not, I apologize. So it's going to go through here, and then I'm just going to slowly slide it through. Okay, and it shall come out. The whole machine is shaking, so apologies. I'm going to go very slowly through. There we go, and mine goes clonk because it's quite old. Let's close this up, put that down for a second, and then we can bring everything back in. Going to pop it back onto the mat so it doesn't damage my surface. We can take off the 2 layers. They're actually quite hot, so you might want to put those on the mat as well that's up here. Let's bring that down so we can actually see what I'm talking about. Then what we're going to do is this will come off. You can see it's on there quite nicely. And then what you can do is using your tool, pick up your magnet, bring it over and let it cool down. Okay, so that is as quick and as easy as the hot foil takes. Obviously, the first time of heating it up, if you were going to do loads and loads, you'd find that it'd be quite easy just to keep putting the magnet back, and it would only take a couple of minutes. But at the moment, we are only doing one. So I'm just going to drag my chair over and we can begin the rest of the card. So that is all nicely done on there. We'll bring in our supplies. Right, so this is going to take the test of time. What we're going to do is we're going to slowly peel back the silver foil, and it should reveal this beautiful silver underneath of the pattern from the die. Look at that, isn't that beautiful? That is so, so pretty, so shiny. Okay, so that's excellent. There is a way to reuse this. I'm not going to show you it in this video, but there will be a later video that will show you how to reuse the negative of what's been left taken from here. Right, okay, so grab my other things, which I've pushed to the side. Right. So taking my 3 3/4 by 5.5, I'm going to cut it down to 3.5 by 5.25, which is an ideal time if you've got edges that haven't foiled completely, just to run through them and just tidy up. So what did I say, 3.5, and then 5.25. Actually, look at this side. 5.25. There you go. I'm then going to layer that simply on top of the real red cardstock, like that, and I'm going to use my multi-purpose. And then I can almost see the pattern. I don't know if you can. In the light here, I can just see the reverse of it. Right, there we go. That is going to go over to there. Like so. Give it a wriggle. Perfect. And now that can be layered on top of our black base cardstock. So again, cover it with the multi-purpose. And that will come down. Perfect. And then we are left with our sentiment, which is going to go across the middle. So I'm going to bring in my grid paper. I've got my black memento, and I'm having happy anniversary for this one. Let's make sure it's just come through okay. Perfect. Ink it up again. And I'm aiming to do it in the middle. Be very careful because I've noticed it's on my thumb. There we are. Just quickly wipe my thumb with a chamois. Just get rid of that. I do not want to be transferring it onto the card. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in my dimensionals and my pointy tool. I'm going to pop dimensionals on the back. And these are the small ones, so I'm going to put a few more on than I would normally do. Okay, let's take that, and then we can remove the backings. Tool comes rolling back in. Bring in our card, and then I'm just going to pop it down, put a little pressure on the dimensionals, and there we are. We have a quick but stunning card using the new hot foils. Well, thank you ever so much for joining me today. I hope you like this. Have you had a go at the hot foiling? What do you think? is it something that you would look at trying out? I will link the code and everything for all the supplies that I have used today. They will be in the QR code at the end of the video. So if you want to click on the QR code, it will take you to exactly the things I've used today, how much they cost, and if you want to buy them through me, which I would greatly appreciate. Okay, thanks ever so much, and I hope to look forward to seeing you on Wednesday. Take care. Bye.